Hi everyone, and thanks for checking out another video from Ward Antiques. Really want to try something a little bit different today. Over the last 3 months since I've been on YouTube, I've really showcased some of the products we've been buying. But during that time, having watched a number of YouTube channels, really wanted to sort of give a bit more of an idea about what I'm about, what I'm trying to do, a little bit about my background, and hopefully that can help and inspire some other people that are looking to get into sort of either becoming an antiques dealer or running an eBay business. So I've got a full-time job, which I absolutely love, but I also love, probably a little bit more so, the buzz of buying and selling and sort of trading or dealing in items. Back in 2014, I took a year off work whilst the kids were still little to actually really enjoy some quality time with them, and found I actually wanted something else to do whilst they were at preschool and school at that time. So I decided to launch an eBay shop. At the time then I was buying in a lot of products from China, a lot of sort of pet accessories and electrical goods. We did really well with these little button spy cameras. Since then, at the end of that year, I did accounts, and I've probably sold 3,000 to 4,000 items, if not a little bit more. I think the feedback over the year was at 3,000 positive, and not everyone gives feedback, but I'd only made a few £1,000s profit. So whilst it's not exactly a hard job, it was very time consuming in packing. The exchange rate for dollars to pounds changed quite considerably. So when I was buying in from China, I think it was $1.6 to the pound, and now it's quite a lot lower than that. So after that year, as the plan was, I went back to work and kind of almost forgot about eBay. 3 to 6 months ago, well, more like 6 months ago, I really wanted to get back into it, but obviously at those sort of returns it didn't really make sense for my time. So having spent a few months sort of thinking which way to go and always being interested in antiques, back in October I actually took the plunge and started, that was October 2019, and started trading. My idea really is I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. I'd also always had an idea in my head of starting with a tenner and seeing where that can lead you as a project. So I bought a small Wedgwood sugar bowl, which you can actually see the video on, for £6. That subsequently sold for £25, I think it was, if I remember rightly, which I reinvested into a Wedgwood teapot, which again subsequently resold, and it's kind of snowballed. Two of my best sales so far is a set of limoges, or limoges, I'm sure it's pronounced, porcelain, which I bought at auction for £18. It was quite a lot of pieces, so I'd split them off into separate eBay auction lots, and so far, checking my book, they've sold for a total of £112. And I've got 2 more lots which are finishing today, so we shall see where that ends up. And then a slightly better one, which was a painting that I bought. It had an attachment which I thought was just a letter. Inside that letter was actually a vintage postcard from 1929, which again I've done a video on, so please have a look at the rest of the channel to see the video on that one. I paid £15 for the painting and obviously the postcard that was with it. Painting was a little bit disappointing. I really bought it just to see what artwork would be like. That sold at just under £30, but the postcard sold for £126, so total of just over £150 for the £15 outlay, which excites me a lot more than the sort of £1 or £2 returns I was getting when I was selling goods that I'd imported from China. Now, obviously, we're not getting a lot of those. There's been a lot of smaller sales, but really what I'm looking to do is ×4 the price that I pay. And as I mentioned earlier, putting all that profit back into new stock to see where that initial purchase is going to build me to at the end of this year. What you can expect from the channel is some tips on what I'm buying, some videos on what I'm buying, so you can see what is selling, what isn't selling, how to buy at auction, what I'm finding is working for me at the moment, and also when I'm selling it, going against the grain slightly for a lot of the YouTubers, is that I'm selling on eBay auctions. Reason for that is I want the excitement when it comes to an end, so I have all my auctions ending on a Friday and do them on a 7-day auction. So I've got about 6 finishing today, which obviously when I'm filming, so that'll be quite exciting at about 8 o'clock when they all start coming through. I've also got a few experiments in there which I'll show you later in the video, which seem to be going quite well. And again, what I'm looking to do is buy big lots which I can split off into separate auctions, which gets me quite a good return. Alternatively, something that I trialled this week was buying a lot of single items quite cheap and then packaging them into one big lot and seeing the return on that, which I've done quite well with some Wedgwood Jasperware. Doesn't really seem to be particularly popular on itself, so I spent £1 per item. Got 7 pieces. And funny enough, as I've been filming, the highest bids come through so far at £15. It's actually got 10 watchers, and the auction is due to finish at 8 o'clock tonight. So my intention will be just doing a very short video early part of next week to let you know how today's auctions have finished. But also I'll show you the stock that I'm listing today to give you an update next Friday as to where they are. So before we take a look at what I'm putting onto eBay today, I just want to say thanks for checking out the video. Hope you enjoy the content we're going to be producing, and it's going to be slightly different to the previous videos. That's obviously it's going to be a lot more interactive, a lot more of what's working for me. I'm going to do some guides, hopefully, over the coming weeks of, as I mentioned before, how I'm buying at auction, what seems to work for me, as opposed to actually being in the auction room. So I'll give you some ideas on that, and again successes of where we bought a big lot and split them out, or vice versa, as I've done with that Wedgwood. If there's any ideas you'd like me to do, please drop me either a message or add a comment, and I'll make sure I can do a video on that. So let's take a little look at what I'm going to be listing today. We'll give you an idea of the prices I've paid, and then next week, or in the next week or 10 days, I'll be able to let you know what they've sold at. Firstly, I thought I'd show you a couple of things we've actually got finishing at auction today. So I mentioned this collection of Wedgwood Jasperware, which I've got listed, which is getting quite a few bids coming through now. We've still got another 8 hours left on the auction, so I'll give you an update on where this ends. Just looking at them, I think they're actually less than £1 each. I think the plate was £1, each of the little urns were £1, the little trinket box was £1. I think I got 3 of the small plates for £1, and then the ashtray for £1. So that's 5 or 6 quid that owes me. Really wanted just to see how they do at auction, because individually they're not selling. I tried to list the trinket box for a couple of quid, purely because I've used it. I bought it to do a different video on Jasperware. So it'll be interesting to see where that finishes, because you can pick these up for next to nothing at the moment. I've also got this quite nice, pronounced Saragumins or Saragumines, porcelain oversized teacup. This was bought as part of a job lot, again at auction. I think it was £8 for the teacup. There was a Victorian jug in there and a couple of decorative plates, which I haven't put on as yet. Again, this is all finishing at auction today. It's got a lot of watchers, only one bid so far at £10, so I'll let you know where that finishes. Now on to today's listings. So I've got these rum toff jars, which are quite large, West German, and I bought these last week for £10 for the 4. Looking at eBay, I'm not sure how saleable they're going to be. They seem to be selling for around £20, but there's quite a lot on. So the intention is to start auctions on each one of these at £5 and see where they end up. So I'm also going to be splitting up this set that I bought at auction last week, which is a Polish manufacturer, which I believe is pronounced Chodzys or Chodzys. And this little lot here consists of a teapot, milk jug, gravy boat, serving plate, serving bowl, sugar bowl, 4 teacups and saucers, 6 small plates, 6 slightly bigger plates, and 6 slightly bigger steel plates, and 6 cereal sized bowls. And this lot actually only costs £3, so I'm going to split these down into 9 or 10 different auctions, and even if I only get 5 per one, it brings back a return of 45 or 50 quid. So hopefully that's given you a slightly better idea as to what I'm doing. The route I'm going to take with the channel, rather than just sort of doing videos on the items, is really what I'm buying, what I'm selling, and the way I'm doing it, really out of enjoyment. So if you do like what you see, please do subscribe to us. Obviously we're on the journey to build some subscribers, but also like this video. And as I mentioned earlier, anything you'd like us particularly to feature or particularly to discuss, please do drop me a message or add it into the comments. So once again, hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to give you an update of the auction when it ends today, and to let you know how the items I'm listing today do on the next 7 days. Thanks for your time.